Keith, how mad are your mob up in Queensland? We're all watching the circus that is Snowy 2.0 and literally the billions of dollars being poured down the sink, and it's absolutely blown out in terms of project time. But Queen Palaszczuk up there, she wants to put the same thing in place, spend $30 billion on pumped hydro. What do Queenslanders think of this?
Oh, what a bargain, Peter. I mean, Barumba, 2,000 megawatts installed generation capacity that'll run off water. It's hydro. But guess how long it'll run for in terms of the estimates? It's not 6 months. It's not a month. It's not a week. It is 24 hours. $14 billion for something that will run for 24 hours with 2,000 megawatts installed. And the existing dam that there is only 40 gig. And guess what you use it for now? Irrigation for crops and drinking water. And there is significant resistance. Lou O'Brien, the member up there from Wide Bay, has had any number of calls, and he's been to lots of meetings and he's written letters, and they're calling for a Senate inquiry. David Pocock, if you're watching, you should back it up, because this will be disastrous for the environment.
Exactly.
Chris Mitchell in The Australian today, he's a former chief editor, summed it up beautifully. He said, renewable energy, the whole debate is marred by media bias and stupidity. Gary, you're a broadcaster.
Yep.
What's happened to the media here that we can't have a rational debate about the pace of transition? We can't look, at the engineering reality. We've got a lot of industry players last week finally getting out there and saying, forget the 8 years to 2030. We're talking about 80 years to get done what governments are promising. Why the huge conspiratorial lie to date?
Well, I think there's a lot of laziness amongst a lot of people in the media, and a lot of them are pillows, Peter. The last person to lean on them leaves an impression. There are people without experience who are, in fact, involved in the media daily, who are reporting things in just a really naff way. We are being indoctrinated. Not only that, junior journos are being lent upon by those who've been hired by Labor governments around the country. They're the biggest employer of journalists in Queensland. Maybe the Courier Mail, maybe, but it's probably more likely the Queensland government. It's certainly not the ABC anymore. But, the problem is, Peter, that there's just not experience. There's just not experience at work, and people aren't questioning. And it is the Gulag Archipelago. No one wants to be the first one to stop clapping. In other words, everyone's looking around saying, oh, well, they're all agreeing with that, so we better agree with it too. Look, the reality is coal-fired power is what has delivered our wealth. Take it away from us and we're going to go poor. And we have to take power off the people who are trying to take the power off us, as far as I'm concerned. That includes Chris Bowen, that includes Anastasia Palaszczuk. Chuck them out, to use the Queensland vernacular. Get rid of them. They're bad news.